All right, that's it for today.
It's finally lunchtime. Man, I'm really in the mood for some bread today.
Bread? Just bread.
Hey, can I speak with you for a moment? So about Dr. Maruki's counseling, you've already gone to see him, right?
Yeah, and I haven't seen him recently. I have.
I see. That's good then. I'm sure you're aware, but Dr. Maruki's term here will be ending pretty soon. The higher-ups told me to make sure you've received adequate counseling. Be sure to visit him so you don't bring any unwanted attention to yourself, okay?
Alright.
Counseling, eh? But anyway, let's go get lunch. Bring on the bread!
Why bread?
Senpai, so nice to see you.
How you been?
I've been doing quite well. Are you also about to eat lunch, Senpai?
Yeah, apparently we need a lot of bread.
If it's all right with you, would you mind eating together?
Depends, do you like bread? Good idea.
Ah, how nice to see you two together.
You don't happen to have any bread on you, do you?
Oh, would you like to join us for lunch, Dr. Maruki? We were just discussing eating together.
Are you sure? Well, maybe I will tag along then. Is that your lunch, Yoshizawa-san?
Genuinely wondering, like, where is Morgana right now? He's clearly off somewhere having bread. But what, where, and why? Also, look at the prices to the right. Everything in there is 130 yen. Even the smaller versions of the same thing. You can imagine like the one with the blue label there. That's the same bottle of water, like same brand. 130 yen for either of them? Like, come on now. It's a ripoff. She's a growing lady.
That doesn't really...
I have to eat this much to stay active. I always burn through everything I eat. From my point of view, it's your two lunches that are the issue here.
Tiny.
If you're going to strengthen your body, you have to eat right. You should really work on your diets.
Touché. And you're right, yours does look nutritious. You know, you seem to be giving off a different vibe lately.
Yes, I was able to put my problems in the past and move on.
Ah, so that's what it is. You don't seem to be overexerting yourself either.
I'm sorry I'd worried you.
Oh, not at all. It's wonderful to hear how you've been. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised. If you don't mind my asking, was there some kind of reason for this breakthrough?
Interesting how they spell energy there on the machine as well. What's happening in the scene anyway? Because I'm paying attention to the vending machine way too much.
Well, it's all thanks to him and his acquaintances. I suppose you could say they gave me a reason to rethink things. Or, more like, a reason to stand up to my problems.
Reach out for the truth, something like that.
Isn't that right, Senpai?
What? Have you seen that vending machine? You better be grateful.
Stand up to your problems, eh?
Are we not going to question what I just said? It's like, no, I said that as like a threatening joke. Like, come on, it's a joke, Junpei.
You've grown to be very strong, Yoshizawa-san.
Mm-hmm. I'm totally over it now. Sorry for talking so much. Why don't we focus on our lunches? Thanks for the food. Oh, I forgot. I have PE next. I should get going. Please excuse me.
Yoshizawa-san really does seem to have found her footing. She seemed absolutely tormented about her situation just the other day. I have to say, this drastic change has really knocked me for a loop. Perhaps the Phantom Thieves changed her heart?
No. I don't think so.
I was just joking. Looks like time's up. You should head back to class as well. See you around.
Yes, You want to meet up on the rooftop after school, yeah? Rooftop? What is this about? Yeah, you weren't there. Wait, what was happening with him then? Like, do we just not get the details on that at all? Can you come to our school rooftop after your classes today? I don't quite understand what is going on, but sure. Is Haru at school? I'm heading over now. Things were a little hectic this morning. I'll be there before classes end for the day. Reminds me, your flower bed is on the rooftop. Like, flower bed? I was aware of it. That's right. The season is good, so I'm thinking of transplanting them sometime soon. Flowers are an excellent hobby. I will gladly assist you. We'll help too. Really? Thanks. Alright, I'll see all of you after school. Bum bum ba-dum bum.
So you're the one who grew these, Senpai?
You can just call me Haru. The seasons are changing soon, so I thought it'd be nice for the plants to change as well. This time, it's a Yusuke Kitagawa production.
All I did was add some, how do I put it, aesthetic simplicity by balancing the color placement. Furthermore, Haru chose the flowers herself. It will surely be a great bed no matter the arrangement.
I'm looking forward to it.
Why don't we plant you, Mona?
Weren't you a shut-in until just recently?
You'd better photosynthesize while you're here.
Well, let's get started.
Perhaps the Snapdragon should go 2 more millimeters to the left.
Millimeters, mate, really?
That's not gonna make a difference.
Hey, you know how we're thinking of the school festival as our celebration party? Anyone else think we should have a real celebration on top of that?
I must agree. It would be not only a celebration, but a welcoming as well. I'd like to do something among ourselves.
Let's do it then. A joint party to celebrate and to welcome Haru.
I love how happy this all is, but it's like we know it's gonna go sour very soon.
Oh, you don't have to do that. The school festival is more than enough. How is everyone else supposed to get excited if the star of the party's not into it? Well then, how about a night party at Destinyland?
Destinyland. Destinyland.
By Destinyland, do you mean that Kingdom of Dreams?
It would be a bit late, but there are some plans that allow us to rent out the park for the night.
The entire park? You're talking about the Destinyland, right?
Didn't you say you'd like to do something amongst ourselves?
I did, but
Hold on, I'll go check.
She really thinks like a celebrity.
The heck's she gonna check?
Guys, it looks like it will work.
We're really gonna have it at Destinyland? Not like one of the restaurants, but the entire park? Even just for one night, the price is insane!
Oh, that won't be a problem. We had originally booked it for a company party, then had to call it off because of the scandal. We'd barely get anything back if we cancel the reservation, so why not take advantage of it?
Yeah, can't argue with that.
wouldn't that be oddly conspicuous though?
It's still officially under the company's name. We needn't worry.
In that case, let's do this! We'll just celebrate twice as hard today!
I'm sorry for disrupting everyone. You did come to help me after all. Well, let's get back to it.
So, seriously, how much does it cost? real?
Seems like we'll be having our celebration at Destinyland tonight. I am curious, so we're equating it to Disney, so it's sort of like Disneyland Rent Park. So I'm imagining they're relating it to, what? Is that it? I just what came up on Google's like, oh, is that it? But, yeah. Because there is a Disney in Tokyo, so it's like we're assuming we're equating it to that. So what is the cost of renting out Disneyland for a day? Okay, can you even rent it out Disneyland for a day? Apparently it's out of the question. You can get wedding packages. You can rent out parts of the park. Parts of the park start at around $250,000. That's parts of the park. That's like, yeah, it's probably gonna be millions of US dollars, that is. So it's like, you equate that into yen, it's gonna be quite a bit. It seems like we'll be having our celebration at Destinyland tonight. Oh my. Evening.
That was delicious.
The food was arranged on my plate as though it were paint on a canvas.
I like the little hat that Futaba's got.
The staff brought out this table and food just for us, huh?
I thought if we were going to dine together, it would be better to do it somewhere with a view.
The VIP life is incredible! Not that I'd expect anything else from a private rental.
There really is no one else here.
We are the rulers of the Kingdom of Dreams.
Is this lighting just for our sake as well?
That's right.
It's beautiful.
It's not as beautiful as you. That's the kind of stuff couples say, right?
Almost anyone would fall for that line in front of a site like this.
Lady An, this view is not as beautiful as...
Just reminds me, I have a photo of me and Sarah at Disney. This kind of thing going on with like the castle in the background and stuff like that. And it's just Sarah with a big smile on her face, like, yay, we're at Disney. And just me just looking off to the side being like, ugh, Disney. But I'm the one wearing the Mickey ears. That's what makes it funny. They're glowing Mickey ears. Yeah.
Come on, you guys are getting way too excited about this stuff.
You say that like you're not tapping into your inner child too, Ryuji.
What gave that away? He'd never partake in any silly things like this.
This is just because Futaba kept nagging me to put him on.
I did not.
You said something like that.
I'm just wondering, like, which one's going to be the funniest one? It's like, Ryuji, you're the adult.
Well, yeah, but...
Whoa, look at you being all obedient. Is the Destinyland charm rubbing off on you?
My, this is so heartwarming.
Honestly, I would have liked to see the parade as well. But given how sudden the request was, they couldn't get enough staff together to do it.
Perhaps that will have to wait until next time.
Either way, this party's totally the best one so far. It's freaking amazing!
I'm glad to see you're enjoying it. Be careful, Haru. You've shown these guys what luxury means. This'll really raise the bar for our next celebration party.
You're already talking about our next party? Don't you think that's somewhat premature?
And that party will be for me.
Still, how do I put this? I met Mona-chan. I got to know you all. Isn't everything going a little too perfectly?
Yes, it is.
It's actually a bit frightening. You worry too much.
I don't think you guys worry enough.
I must just be overly cautious because of my circumstances up till recently. I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Hey, isn't it almost time? You know, for the press conference?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, perfect timing!
Father.
Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to gather here.
I do hope this is animated at some point.
Today, I'd like to elaborate upon the whole truth behind my company's labor situation. How my employees were forced to work under severe conditions. How lax we were with sanitation. And how my corporation acted as a whole to cover up every facet of this scandal. For all of this, I wholeheartedly apologize.
So are you saying all of this was done under your orders?
Yes, I am solely responsible.
We heard that dozens of your employees were forced to resign due to mysterious illness. Furthermore, these happened to be officials who stood against your proposal for overseas expansion. The same thing also happened to executives at competing companies who were looking to expand abroad. Is all of this true?
Yes.
Was it all coincidence? We'd like some answers.
Well, yeah, of course, you're the press.
About that. I have a critical piece of information to announce here today.
Here it comes. Okumura is going to say who's really behind the mental shutdowns.
I...
Okumura-san?
Well, that's something. That wasn't appropriate.
Huh?
Father?
Why did he collapse?
That didn't look right at all.
Don't tell me. Mona-chan, what's going on? No, that's impossible.
We did everything the same.
You're right. We followed all the same steps. We made sure we just took the treasure, too. I should call home.
This isn't our fault, is it? It's been okay all 4 times so far, ever since Kamoshida.
If we let the shadow live, the real person won't undergo mental shutdown, right?
That's how it should work.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
What's wrong?
This is the same.
Oh.
I remember now. It's just like what happened to my mom.
Yep, so we were right about that.
So this is the moment when mental shutdown occurs.
But why did they target Okumura-san?
Damn it! What the hell's going on here?
I mean, surely you guys can put together why.
I have to go.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'll talk to the staff before I leave. Feel free to take your time.
Haru!
This ain't our fault, right?
I'd like to think so.
Some welcoming party, huh?
I'll get in contact with Haru later. But for today, I think we should all return home.
Yeah, probably for the best. Get a good night's rest. You're gonna need it.
What are we supposed to do from here on out?
Panic. Haru's going to be fine, right? Oh no. I gave the calling card to my mum. It's a little scary. Could you let the Phantom Thieves know? Yes, we could. It's like I'm imagining we'd just go to bed, but
Let's go to bed.
let's sleep for now and check the status again tomorrow. Yeah, probably wise, probably wise. What in the world is going on? Sleep. As best we can, anyway. Alright, is this Velvet Room or Future? Velvet Room.
On your feet, inmate. Our master has an important matter to discuss with you. Heed his words well.
First, I'd like to congratulate you for expelling the one proud of their greed. Or so I'd like to say, but something odd seems to have happened.
It wasn't our fault.
I know this, of course. However, what of the general public? It seems a contingency has occurred. At this rate, your rehabilitation cannot be completed, though I doubt that will be the case. I truly look forward to seeing how you overcome this predicament.
I feel like my bond with Igor is growing deeper. Rank 9. Nearly there.
We shall meet again.
I imagine so. I mean, we're only at rank 9.
Time's up, inmate. Hurry up and return to your world.
Oh dear. 12. Wednesday.
Is that true?
Did you hear Okumura died? It's all over the news. Collapsed during his press conference, right? Wish I'd been watching when it happened. Really? You're probably better off. It was a total disaster. Never imagined seeing a heart attack would be so unsettling. It's more than a heart attack. News says it was because of illness, but either way you spin it, it's still bizarre. Damn, wish I'd seen it live. No, mate, no. No, you don't. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Listen this
And
time,
in this age,
okay?
proletarian literature, that is, literature written by the working class. Did you see the interview? I thought it was going to be some hidden camera show at first. I was scared I changed the channel. It really looked like he was in pain. That was sick. You quiet down. We're in class right now. Not to mention, we have midterm starting on Monday. Focus on studying. Things are getting pretty bad. Dun, 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 dun. Afternoon. It seems police have shown up at our school. The police? What for? My sister hasn't told you about any of this. Nothing at all. Could this be related to Okumura's death in some way? There's no connection between our school and Okumura Foods. Yeah, it's like Haru's there. There is a connection, there's a direct connection. Think they came to talk to Haru? She's absent today. Oh, maybe she's gone missing? And seriously, what are they here for? I can't even begin to fathom the reason. Anyhow, let's be particularly careful not to stand out. And head straight home once school ends. Understand that, everyone? Right, home we go then. After school.
We haven't found anything useful as evidence.
They're really studying that chair over there.
I see.
We were hoping to find something more than the calling card, too.
We've confirmed the victim's connection to the Phantom Thieves, at least. Thank you for your cooperation.
Speaking. Huh? They found a calling card in the principal's office, too.
Haha, yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry to ask again, but your father hadn't said anything about the Phantom Thieves, correct?
That's right.
Please contact me if something catches your attention. It doesn't matter how trivial it seems. You don't have to force yourself, though. Just anything that comes to mind.
The principal? No one told me about that.
I'm just imagining over there just being like, you found anything on the chairs? Like, just loads of cat hairs. I don't think they own a cat. It's a black cat. Very strange. Oh, here we go. Into the future! When is it? When is it? Oh, I've forgotten the date it was. Did it even tell you the date at the beginning of the game? I feel like it's the next one. It feels logical.
So basically, your group didn't go after Okumura's life. And even the death of Shujin's principal, who we found a calling card for, was the work of another. You don't sound like you're lying.
I'm trying to get a good glimpse, because right now, Ren's eyes look a bit yellow. I was looking at Sai's eyes before, and it's like, now I'm just paying attention to Ren over there. It's like, his eyes do look strange compared to normal. I need like a close-up.
If you wanted to deceive me, you could have easily woven up a much simpler lie than this metaverse. Moreover, your account coincides with my own investigation. Is that even possible if it were made up? And I hate to admit, but with my line of work, I know a false testimony when I hear one. Still, if you set your sights on Okumura based on my intel, it'd be before his name was even ranked. You could have ignored him and targeted some other famous person. Why would you go so far as to further investigate and pursue this criminal?
Don't like the burgers. Like my teammate was in danger.
Simple enough. There's still no proof that another suspect exists. That said, it's safe enough to say that you aren't the murdering type.
I feel like my bond with Sai is growing deeper. There's a definite... Like, even then when it faded out into the blackness, it's like the eyes were still around on the screen. I was just staring at his eyes, and there was a certain yellowness to them. I'm just wondering, is that where the truth lies in this scene?
All right.
But with the subsequent deaths of Okumura and Shujin's principal, the public's opinion changed. Pressed to prove your innocence, your next objective was... What's the matter?
You're the next objective.
Is it a side effect? What in the world did the police inject into you?
My vision is starting to get distorted.
Hey, can you hear me? You need to stay focused. Don't scare me like that.
I don't think we've had like this clear an angle before. It's like his eyes are very yellow.
If what you're saying is true, you must tell your side of the story to the end.
I'm trying to get like a really good look. It's like,
We'll both be in trouble if your testimony becomes unreliable.
Again, this is still in a palace, so...
Well then, let's move on. At last we arrive at your most recent crime.
Have we ever seen like a sprite of Ren in this situation? Because that would be the giveaway on the eyes.
You know what I mean, don't you? This calling card was delivered to your latest target. The one you had decided would prove your innocence. It was addressed to Sae Nijima. Myself.
If I hold here, will the camera move around enough? Just show me his eyes!
Now, explain everything to me.
A summary of the story up to this point has been updated. Yeah. Has anyone been able to contact Haru? I'm worried about her. No luck here. Me neither. She won't pick up. Doesn't look like she's seen any of our chats either. I'm worried about her. Din 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 din. Hope Haru's okay. Alright, so at this point we want to repair the broken laptop we picked up a while ago. Let's fix this laptop.
Okay.
Getting this thing to work won't be easy. Fixing this will take quite a bit of time. Let's try fixing it. This is so complicated, I don't even know what that part is. Just be careful. I see, so all computers are essentially made up of different components that are assembled. Yeah, it's like a big, Lego thing. What's the word? Lego set? That's the word I'm looking for, set.
What are your thoughts?
Finished fixing it already? And again, the damage wasn't too bad to begin with. Repairing such a complex machine, proficiency, don't really care about that. Got that sorted. Fair enough. I was so upset. I remember when I was first playing through this game, I was so upset we had the shopping channel. And it wasn't Tanaka. I was so upset. I was like, how did they just abandon him completely? It's like, that's just a staple of the previous two Personas. And he's not there. I was so upset. Here he is. It's got the music in some fashion. Shady Commodities Tanaka. Hello, this is Shady Commodities Tanaka. I repeat, I'm Shady Commodities Tanaka. Here we sell wonderful and rare items that are not circulated among the general public. Okay. Curious about something? You've got access. Want something? You've got access. So we got the dark web. What the heck?
Then
Just went to that site automatically. Was it configured to do that beforehand? Shady Commodities, so it's an online shopping site? Either way, it's certainly gotten my attention. Let's check it out when we have some time. I'm so glad they brought him back.